Seinfeld still stands out as one of the best sitcoms of all time, more than 2 decades after its record-breaking finale. So what's the deal with Seinfeld remaining a must-watch for so long? Well, one of the many reasons is the fact that the show is still so quotable. Many fans can easily find a line from Seinfeld to apply to any situation, particularly the more awkward encounters we may have in life. So, to celebrate the lasting legacy of the series, here's a look at some of the most quotable moments ever on Seinfeld.
He's secretly referred to as the soup Nazi.
Why? What happens if you don't order right?
He yells and you don't get your soup.
Even those who've never watched an episode of Seinfeld have undoubtedly heard about the soup Nazi. The Season 7 episode was an instant classic thanks to its titular wacko, a restaurant owner who serves the most sought-after soup in all of New York City, but has extremely rigid expectations of his customers. All the regular visitors to the shop do so in terror of being on the receiving end of one of the most iconic television catchphrases of all time.
Excuse me, I think you forgot my bread.
Bread, $2 extra.
$2, but everyone in front of me got free bread.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3! What? No soup for you!
Another Seinfeld expression that gets called up by even the most casual fans of the series comes along in Season 8's The Yada Yada. The episode finds George growing increasingly annoyed by his new girlfriend Marcy's favorite phrase.
So, I'm on 3rd Avenue, minding my own business, and yada yada yada. I get a free massage and a facial.
Wow. What a succinct story.
At first, it seems cute, but with such an ambiguous phrase, it doesn't take long for things to go right off the rails.
So speaking of exes, my old boyfriend came over late last night, and yada yada yada. Anyway, I'm really tired today.
From there, those 3 simple words carry more weight than anyone could have ever imagined, and they're forever cemented as an ultra-quotable line from the show.
I was just getting out of the shower and yada yada yada.
All right, enough!
One of the consequences of the main characters in Seinfeld spending so much time together is that their relationships are often confusing to outsiders. One of those misunderstandings takes place in Season 4's The Outing, when a prank by Elaine convinces an eavesdropping reporter that Jerry and George are secretly lovers.
Those 2 girls behind you, they're eavesdropping.
Really?
You know, just because you 2 are homosexual, so what?
The student journalist, Sharon, later interviews Jerry at his apartment, and the quirky interactions between Jerry and George only seem to confirm a more than platonic connection. Once Jerry realizes that Sharon is the girl from the diner, though, he furiously insists they're both straight.
There's been a big misunderstanding here.
Yeah.
We did that whole thing for your benefit. We knew you were eavesdropping. That's why my friend said all that. It was on purpose. We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Even as the situation continues to spiral out of control, Jerry always dutifully includes that memorable little caveat.
And now everyone at NYU thinks I'm gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all.
George's many pitiful plights certainly lead to some of the show's most hysterical exchanges, including an unforgettable moment from Season 5's The Hamptons. In the episode, Jerry's girlfriend accidentally catches him changing clothes after a swim.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I thought this was the baby's room. I'm really sorry.
George is particularly bothered by the fact that his nether region wasn't in its most, presentable form as a result of being in the cold water. And this leads to a detailed discussion with Jerry that turned the word shrinkage into a household term.
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
Another all-timer moment involving George comes in Season 4's The Implant. The episode finds him at a funeral in Detroit where he accidentally ignites the ire of his new girlfriend's brother while eating a chip. Young Timmy gives him an impromptu, highly recitable tutorial on chip-eating etiquette.
Did you just double-dip that chip?
Excuse me?
You double-dipped the chip!
Double-dipped? What are you talking about?
You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again.
Kramer is also known to crawl right into your brain with his oddball antics and stay there. There are many moments that fans can point to as his most memorable scenes.
I mean, you're just being totally ridiculous.
Kramer's humor isn't just limited to his physical comedy, though. He also says some hilariously weird things as well. In Season 8's The Chicken Roaster, for example, he's reduced to begging by an addiction to junk food. In the episode, Kramer switches apartments with Jerry after a new chicken restaurant's neon sign outside Kramer's window proves to be too bright to live with. But when Newman manages to get him hooked on the restaurant's chicken, Kramer has to keep his newfound obsession a secret from Jerry. Once Jerry discovers the truth, though, he threatens to put an end to the neon-signed restaurant once and for all, reducing Kramer to a hysterically blubbering mess.
Oh, Jerry, look! I need that chicken! I gotta have that chicken! I don't leave those roasters alone! Kenny never hurt anybody!
You got a little problem.
Oh, I got a big problem, Jerry!
George's outrageous father Frank can be credited with many favored lines from the series, but the one that fans can't help but keep in rotation at all times is the title line from Season 9's The Serenity Now.
When my blood pressure gets too high, the man on the tape tells me to say, "Serenity now!"
You're supposed to yell it?
The man on the tape wasn't specific.
It's such a useful phrase that Kramer adopts it as well, cementing the catchy, if useless phrase in pop culture.
Jerry, the anger, it just melts right off. Serenity now. Serenity now.
Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Seinfeld. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.